Hello all and welcome to the latest Craftmania Sunday Showcase. I'm Jamie and I'm going to be your host today as I take you through some brand new dies. This week we are on a bit of a festive kick and I apologise, I know it's only July, but they're beautiful and I think you're really going to like them. They're going to be a bit moreish and very, very tempting. So let's start off by taking you through all of the dies that I've got on offer for you today. Now they all have at least 20% off already. And then we also have a mega bundle, which means you can save even more money on these today and throughout the week. With our Sunday showcases, if you are new to these, this offer is valid from the day that we launch to the following Saturday. So this offer will run out at 5 PM on Saturday the 14th of July 2018. We of course also have a really good essentials bundle for you as well, which contains lots of the bits I've used to make my cards, and then I'll show you about 12 different projects I've made today to hopefully show you how you can bring all of these lovely dies and your essentials pack together to hopefully make some really nice bits. And if you don't like them, obviously you could twist them about and do your own thing with it. So let's have a little look at the dies we have on offer for you today. So the first one we have is a really delicate snowflake border. Now the good bit with this one is it cuts out, so there's a blade all the way around it. It will just cut out as a freestanding item. If you wish to, you can of course dress them up, you can use them as sides, you can put them back to back. There really is a lot we can do with this. All of this bit at the top here is also free for embossing. So if you've got a rubber mat for your machine, that bit is all the delicate part that will emboss on it, and all of these parts around here are what's going to cut. It really is quite a treat, that one, and it really can be used in quite a lot of different directions and bits. We can snip into it. It really is a lovely die. This one is code Snowflake Border. Its recommended retail price is £9.60, but this week with your 20% off of these dies, it'll make it only £7.68p. Now if you are new to the videos, we give you a code, so if you're going to order via Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, text or over the phone to one of our stores, if you give us that code, we'll know the die that you're on about. Before our codes we got a little bit confused, I'm not going to lie, especially me, so it helps us a little bit if you can keep them codes in mind when you are ordering via one of them. If you're going to order on our website, then they're all obviously individual items or as the mega bundle, and you can just click on the ones you want to order them. And again, you can order them online for home delivery, or if you wish to, you can also do click and collect through one of our stores as well. So that was your first one. Moving on to your second one. The next one is our Snowflake Swirl. Now this one's recommended retail price is £10.80, but with your 20% off this week, it's only £8.64. Now I really love this one because not only is it a gorgeous shape, it works perfectly round a circle as well, and also we can cut into it and get quite a few different parts out of that. There's so many points where if you just want to cut them off and have odd swirls, you can do. So it's got quite a lot of uses, that one. I'm going to show you also how I've used it as a border around a square shortly. So do bear with and we'll get back to that one shortly, but I think you're going to really like that. So that was your Snowflake Swirl, should be £10.80. This week only £8.64. Now your next die, this one is a treat. This one is your festive frame. Now this is like one of the creator card dies as such. It's going to cut it out for you. There's a blade that runs all the way around the outside. There's also a blade that runs all the way around the inside here. So that will cut out as a window. So depending on what you want to do with it, they make great shaker cards, different bits like that. But one of the bits I really like about this frame is the versatility of cutting bits out of it. So for instance, I can give you a sneaky peek at this bit. This is actually part of my waist I was left with from the other side I've cut off. But isn't this just a really nice corner? Just to give you an idea, that's just one of the cuts that we can do with it. So if you don't want it as a frame all of the time, you can cut it about and get different bits out of it. We could quite easily snip this part off as well and just have it as a base of our card. Obviously we can snip out the sleighing reindeers as well. So lots of bits you're going to get to see on my samples using that one die. There is so many options. So that is your festive frame. Should be £11.30 and is only £9.04p. Which, to be honest, is just silly, silly money. Usually our creator card dies, or our other brands, I should say, creator card dies, can easily go up to the £20 mark. So to only be £9.04p, I have a prediction on this week. I think that one will go very, very quickly indeed, especially when you get to see the different ways you can use it and the different bits we can cut out of it. If you like the look of your frames, we also have a slightly different one. This one's a rectangle one is your next one. This is winter frame. Again, it should be £11.30, but with your 20% off, it's only £9.04p. And as you can see, comparing it to the one we just looked at, it's a bit taller and a bit thinner, so a rectangle more than a square, which is quite nice because it also lends itself to different shaped cards and bits like that. Again, it's a good one to cut bits out of. So if you do want to snip it out a bit, there is a lot more we can get out of that than just one frame. But it is really beautiful, and I think you're going to like that one too. Our next one is our star border. Now this one should be £7.66, but with your 20% off, it's only £6.13p. Now I haven't got to use this one as much as I would have liked to today, so I'm going to chat a little bit more about it before we move on, just simply because I want you to know some of the ideas of what you could do with this. Obviously you can have it just as you see it here, just as one sort of topper part. You could quite easily turn it that way and do 2 or 3 and join them up as like swags. I thought it might be quite nice if it was coming out of like a fireplace effect on your card maybe. You can also add in this little part here to make it as a larger border if you want to, or you can pop them on the sides to join the swags together. Or of course you can just do them, sort of married them back to front if you like, and turn it into a really nice circle. I've actually used it as a circle on my one, so bear that in mind. That's how it started off. It will cut out completely just as that one panel. But if you do want to layer them, again, it's good if you want to cut bits out of that one too. You don't have to keep it in that form. So that is your star border. Should be £7.66, but with your 20% off is only £6.13. Now the next set I've got for you is a foliage set. And this one's really lovely. Again, I think this is going to be really, really popular. It should be £7.18p, but with your 20% off, it's only £5.74. Now, I know it might look a bit of an oddity, as it is, but the amount of bits we can get out of them and the things we can create with them and the little displays we can build. You've got a nice poinsettia here that embosses quite a bit of detail on it. We've got 2 different size holly leaves, which of course are just screaming out to be built up, and added some little gems in with them. We've then got your little holly sprig, another little flourishy bit, and then this really nice part which actually builds a really beautiful wreath. I'm going to get to show you that on one of my cards shortly. So that is your foliage. That is £7.18 with your 20% off, only £5.74. Now the last die I have to show you today is a proper tree. This is our 3D tree. Your code, if you're going to be ordering it by one of the ways as mentioned earlier, all you need to tell us is tree. It's the only tree in today's showcase, but this is a 3.5. Not only can you use it as a flat tree, this is it actually just cut out to give you an idea. You can, of course, just pop that on your card if you want to. But if we fold them, just by folding them in half and gluing them back to back, we can create some stunning 3D trees. Now, you can obviously do this in the middle of your card, so it pops out as you open the card, or you can just create them as 3D trees, or we could use them as place settings on a Christmas table. They've also got holes top and bottom, so if you wanted to join them together to make garlands, or if you want to hang a thread through them and make them into Christmas decorations to hang from the ceiling or even on your tree, you can do. There really is so many options with this. I think it's going to be a very popular one. It also, even the bit that cuts out the middle, this is the shape that cuts out for you. Even that tree is quite cute. So again, you could put them possibly on the front of your card and then the 3D tree in the middle. I'll get to show you bits with them again shortly. And on top of that, you've also got all of these dies to decorate with. So that bell actually fits in the middle of the tree if you wish to use it for that. So you can have that hanging, and again, you can 3D the bell if you wish to. You've also got several little candles, a couple of bows, different styles of bows, and lots of different shaped baubles. So this tree really can be dressed up quite a lot if you want it to be, in so many different ways. I just think there's so many options with that. Again, I wish I'd had more time today because I could have done so much more with it. But I hope what I've done gives you a little glimpse into what you could be creating with that one. So they are your different dies today. That's all 7 of the ones that you can purchase individually. But being a Sunday showcase, we do have a mega bundle for you. So your recommended retail price, if you was to buy all of those separately, would cost you £77.83. We're giving you a mega bundle price this week of just £60, and that will give you one of each of the dies you've just looked at. So it's an incredible saving, over £17.83 saved. So it's a good old saving to be had. And as I'm sure you've already seen, they're really lovely dies. And they work so well together. The things you're going to be able to create with this set is hopefully will be stunning. I think you're really going to like this one. Now, as I said earlier, we do of course have an essentials pack to go with this. and the Essentials pack gives you a good glimpse at all of the different bits I've used to create my cards today. And your Essentials pack this week, we've tried to give you a few different bits because we like to spice things up a little. So there's quite a few different little treats in this one. Again, I think your Essentials pack this week will be very popular. This week, your value of this one is £21.77, but you can have this for just £14. So let's dive in and have a little look at what you're going to be getting, shall we? So, first of all, we're going to give you 3 sheets of a really beautiful tealy blue colour glitter card. Now, if you haven't come across our glitter card before, this is a non-shed glitter card. It's very flat and in its texture. You can stamp on it, you can colour it, you can punch it, you can die cut it. It really is a beautiful glitter card. You're going to get 3 sheets of that one. You're also going to get 3 sheets of this linen metallic blue card, which again is really lovely to die cut and good for layering as well. But it's a really nice shiny linen textured card. We're also going to give you a metre of this sort of dark navy to borderline black ribbon. It's a gorgeous stripe ribbon, makes really lovely bows. So you're going to be getting a metre of that in your pack. We're also giving you a 12 by 12 of this really lovely swirly reindeer bauble paper. It's just a one-sided paper. We're also going to give you a poinsettia border paper. So you're going to get one of these too. Really popular, that one. So I think you're going to enjoy working with that one. We're also going to top up your card stash this week. We're going to give you 10 sheets of Wedding Ivory card. Now, Wedding Ivory is one of my favourite colours. It's just sort of a really nice, darkish, whitey antique shade. Perfect for stamping on, distressing on. And it's quite a nice weight as well. So if you wanted to make your card blanks out of it, you can. It really is one of our best-selling colours of cardstock. And of course, it die cuts effortlessly. And you're going to get to see a lot of my dies today cut out of that one. We're also going to give you a little sheet of peel-off stars. Now, these are to decorate your tree with. So if you do want stars to go on the top of your tree, you're going to have lots to choose from on here, all different shapes and sizes. So that's going to be perfect for that. We're also giving you these. Now, these are a bit moreish. This is actually a storage box filled full of different compartments, filled full of different goodies. I've got my one here so I can actually delve in and show you a little bit more of what you're going to get in here. I've taken a few bits out of this so that some of the sections do look a little bit lower than they should. But in this section, you're getting filled full of these little, let's dig one out so you can have a little look, little daisy gems. Now, to be honest with you, we sell packets where you get probably a quarter of what's in that tub for £1. So bearing in mind that this is filled full of them. And of course, don't forget with all of this, you've got the storage box for after you've used these. So there's nothing wrong with using it again. In this section, we are filled full of iridescent sequins. And there's different shapes in there as well. So one of them actually, I'm not going to try and dig it out because I'll keep you here forever. But one of them actually looks quite a bit like a sort of a daisy come snowflake. And you'll get to see that using a shaker card in one of my examples shortly. The next little box along is filled full of little yellow glitter flowers. Little flower heads. So we could layer them up, add gems in the middle. That'd be pretty pretty. The next one round is filled full of square iridescent sequins, which again could be made up into borders or used in shaker cards. Lots we could do with that one. The next one round is little fabric daisy flowers, which again could be layered up quite nicely, add gems in the middle of them. You could possibly even ink or colour them ones if you didn't want them to be white. And then the last section on our little box are these really nice little sequin flowers. And again, look how many of them you're getting in there. You're getting loads. And I've used quite a few of them today. But all of these are just chocker. There really is loads in there. So you're going to get a whole set of that in your mega bundle. Now that alone has got to be worth a good few quid. It really is a lovely treat. Even if you was to just try and buy the empty storage box, I think you'd end up paying a couple of quid for that alone. So really good value on that one. You're also going to get a metre of ribbon. Now this is our red Merry Christmas satin ribbon. It's only printed on one side, makes beautiful bows, but you've got a nice meterage of that one. Merry Christmas. We're then going to give you a metre of a nice blue ribbon as well. You've then got 2 sheets of dark green cardstock, which you're going to need for your trees and your foliage and bits. We'll then give you 2 sheets of the red, which is great for the poinsettias in your foliage set, and a bit of layering here and there as well. You're also going to get a metre of a different colour stripe. So this one's more of a dark grey stripe, and it matches in really well with the next bit I'm going to show you. which is your die cut decoupage sheet. So this is all die cut for you. You can just pop out our little teddy and build him up however you wish to. And hopefully you can see already the colours for this set really do match in and go together quite well between your different ribbons and your cards and that. You're getting a lot in here that's going to coordinate really effortlessly. We're then going to give you 3 sheets of our glitter card in gold as well. So this is the same non-shed, stampable, die cuttable, punchable one. It really is a great one to be working with. We're then going to give you a metre of this as well. Now this is a really nice thin beaded decoration, but you can colour this really easily. I've coloured mine just using an alcohol marker and literally just popped it flat on a piece of card and run the pen across the top of it, and it's made a really different impression. I've actually gone red with one of mine. You'll get to see it in this ice blue on another one of my projects, but it really can be coloured ever so easily, and it makes brilliant tinsel to go around your trees, as well as bows and decorations and bits. So watch out for that. I'll get to show you that shortly. You've also got a metre of our more vintage Merry Christmas ribbon. Now this one's on more of a canvas style ribbon, and again it's just a really lovely border, a really nice sentiment that you can use on there. So you're going to get a metre of that one as well. Now the last thing in this, these are a bit special and a bit moreish. You're going to get 2 packets of rub-ons. Now these are white rub-ons. Both packets are double-sided, so you're going to get all that you can see on one side, and then if I turn these over, you can see a few more bits that you're going to get. I love the Santa, and I really like this swirl bit with the hanging snowflakes. And I can't remember where the reindeer is. Oh, here's the reindeer. I love the reindeer as well. And this bit at the top here matches in really well with some of your dies. So obviously all of these snowflakey bits really tie in well with your snowflake swirl and your border as well. So it really is great to work with the set of dies that you've got. Again, you're going to get both of them in here. So lots of value for money with them. If you haven't seen rub-ons before, I wanted to show you quickly how they work, because they're so simple and sometimes people can be scared of things like this. So I've just cut out one of the stars, a couple of little stars with it, but you can trim off any of the bits you don't want. You just remove the cling film covering from it, and now this is sticky. So we're just going to stick this down on some black card. You actually get a lollipop stick in both of your packets, and all of you're going to do is just rub over the top of it. Now I don't know how well you're going to see this on film, but it actually sort of starts to change colour slightly. So you should hopefully notice the difference of when it's adhered to the card. We'll do the little stars as well so you can see how the solids look as well. Give that a little rub. Now if you start pulling this off and you notice there's a resistance, so like here, that bit hasn't quite taken, so I must have missed that, so we'll go back and give that a bit of a rub again. Come on you, there we are. And then you can just pull that and reveal your image. Now doesn't that look really striking, especially on the black card? You can really get that crisp effect. It looks like we've spent lots of effort on that, lots of work's gone into it, where really it's just taken a couple of seconds of rubbing with a lollipop stick and you've got that effect. Now not only can you use these on card, I've actually been doing some of these on acetate as well today, so you're going to get to see them shortly on one of my cards as well. So they're really great fun to work with, and obviously with your 2 packs you're going to get 4 sheets of them to play with, so lots and lots of rub-ons you can do. So okay, let's move on and have a little look at my cards, shall we? So we're going to start off at this end and then we'll work back a bit, and I've got a mystery bag to show you shortly as well if you haven't seen that yet. So bear with and we'll come back to that later. First card for you to look at today. This is our white work card. I often like to do white work cards, and this one's got a whole host of different bits on. Do you remember that offcut I showed you earlier from our festive frame? And I said I'd left that part behind from the bits I'd cut out. Well, this is the bit I've cut out. Now, I know you're not going to necessarily see this too well, but that's your corner. Hopefully you might see it better on this one. That's the corner of your festive frame. So why not cut it out? You could of course put them in all 4 corners if you want to, build up a bigger frame on a larger card if you wanted to, or you can just, as I have, put them in opposites. You can cut them down smaller if you want to. So many options. Your festive frame obviously was $11.30, but with your 20% off it's only £9.04p. Round my baubles, you will also see the star border. Now the star border should be $7.66, but is only £6.13. Now as I said to you earlier, I've layered these and sort of married them up so I can go round in a circle with them. I did trim a little bit off because I wanted them slightly smaller than the filled circle that they would be, but it's a really good way to make them into bauble styles. And then in the middles of my actual baubles, this one and that one come off of the festive frame. So that's my sleigh and reindeer And I've actually also cut off Rudolph, so don't go telling Santa because he ain't going to be happy. But we've cut off Rudolph just so I could have 2 reindeers fit in my little bauble instead. We've then got the small church that's on that frame as well. And then down here we've got the winter frame church. So again, the winter frame should be £11.30, but it's only £9.04p. But it's just a good way to show you that all of these little components that are on them larger frames, if you do want to cut them down and use them on smaller bits, nothing's stopping you doing that. Really easy to do. Obviously the card that I've used for this, all of my cuts, all of my die cuts, and even some of my layers are using the Wedding Ivory card that you're going to get in your Essentials pack. So a really lovely card to work with, that one. Now on a similar note, I wanted to show you this one. If white work isn't necessarily your thing and you like a bit of a colour pop as well, this is using the festive frame again. So 11.30 once more, reduced to £9.04p. This time I've layered it. So I wanted to show you different ways that we could use this frame. Obviously having the ability to cut them bits out means there's nothing stopping us layering it. You'll also notice that my sleigh and reindeer, which is actually joined down here, I've cut it free and popped it back up in the sky. I didn't want anything else in this area, so I felt I could move him up a bit. Nothing wrong with doing that. That's one of the good bits about where he is. You can easily trim him free and move him where you wish. So I've layered obviously my little village scene down the bottom here and all of my trees. I've also layered the baubles hanging down the side here. I've even cut out some of the bits of the foliage and layered them on top. One of the good bits to note is also, if you do get the mega bundle, or if you're on the fence about picking which ones, the foliage die, some of the foliage bits, this one for instance, matches up perfectly with the one on the frame. So if you don't want to faff about cutting around it to layer them, if you do get the foliage die, that will layer perfectly on top there as well. Now the foliage die should be £7.18, but it's only £5.74 with your 20% off this week. And it's a really easy one to make. Obviously your red and your green, red and gold card even, and your ribbon are all in your Essentials pack. So again, good reason to get the Essentials pack if you like the look of that one. Moving on, we'll have a look at the winter frame again. So this is your winter frame. This one's a really simple card to use. It's not complicated at all. I think it took me about 2 minutes to make this one. It's the winter frame cut out of the Wedding Ivory cardstock. I've just layered it onto some black card. I've put an embossing folder under here on the same Wedding Ivory. Now the embossing folder should look familiar to anyone who watches the Sunday Showcases quite a bit, because it's one that featured in your mega bundle a couple of weeks ago. If you haven't yet seen it, we do still have them in stock in store, and they are also available on the website too. Your winter frame once again should be £11.30, but is only £9.04p. The ribbon at the top here again is in your Essentials bundle. So a nice simple one, that one. Really not complicated. But a lot of people tell us that we struggle for cards for Christmas for men. That would be a really good one because it's not too faffy, not too florally. Quite a nice crisp card. Now onto this one. Now this one's a bit of a different one. This is using your 3D tree. This is the first time I'm going to get to show you the 3D tree. So this is just using several of them layered back to back. And the good bit is you can close your card. It'll post completely flat if you wish to. It really can go quite flat. And then you can open it up and they'll get a bit of a surprise when they open it. On my tree, I haven't decorated it that brilliantly, but I've used some of the cuts that have come out of that actual tree die. So you've got the candles and the bows and some of the little baubles. And then I've also used some of the little flower bits that you're going to get in that wonderful pack in your Essentials pack. It's really just quite a simple card, just to show you how you can make them into middles for your cards if you wish to. Obviously colours and things, you could really be variated. If you wanted to use some of that tinsel style ribbon that you're going to get in your Essentials pack, you could add some of that in too. If you wanted to hang one of the bells that comes with that set of dies in the middle, you could do. You really could dress this up a lot more than I have. Your ribbon on the side here and coming out the edge again are in your Essentials pack. So is the background paper. As I said earlier, that's one of our best selling ones. So it's giving you a bit of a glimpse on that one. You can cut it to make quite nice corner details. So a lot of people are scared with 12x12s that they're not going to be able to use them on smaller cards. But this is a good way of showing you how you can cut them down to just use them in corner elements and bits like that. Don't have to use them as jolly great sheets if you don't wish to. On to our next card. Now this one again is the festive frame. I've left Santa in his normal place. I haven't cut him about. I've left the frame pretty much as it should be. I actually cut this one out of Wedding Ivory, and then I've gone over it with felt tips to colour it all in. I quite like that effect. It's something I'm new to doing, but I find if I colour over it using felt tips and then just go over the top with quite a light colour distressing, so for this one I've used tea dye, it sort of softens the felt tips down and blends the colours together quite evenly and quite smoothly, so that the shades sort of go down a bit and it doesn't look too bright and garish. I've then gone over the top with a quickie glue pen and just added some iridescent glitter here and there. It really is quite simple, nothing overly complicated. Around the front here, I've added some of our foliage dyes. Again, that should be 718, but is now only 574. And then coming up the side here, we've got our grey stripe ribbon. And then across the bottom here, we've got our Merry Christmas ribbon. Again, they're going to be in your essentials pack. Even the bits in the background here, I think I can break in and show you. Here we go. Even those, I've used the same colour felt tips on my Wedding Ivory and just coloured borders around the edge of them, just so that my colours match in perfectly. So if it looks like I've used lots of expensive cardstock behind here, it isn't. It's just more Wedding Ivory coloured with the same pens as I've done on them. So there's no reason why you can't do that. It's a good way to save money and keep buying loads of different colours of card and just use some of the bits you're going to get in your essentials pack. On to your next card. Now this one is using the Snowflake Swirl. Should be £10.80. It's now only £8.64 for this week. As you can see, it goes perfectly round a circle. It's got quite a bit of give in it as well. So if you wanted to be using this on a larger circle or a smaller circle, you can sort of push it about and manipulate it a little bit, especially when you're gluing it, to make it a little larger or a little smaller if you wish to. In the middle of my card, I have got the decoupage sheet that you are going to get in your essentials pack. As I said earlier, it is die cut, so don't no faffing around cutting it all out. You can simply just pop them out and build them up with silicone or foam pads. And I've just hung mine on a little bit of ribbon in the middle of my aperture card. I've also got a little bit of ribbon on the back here on my stepper part to my card. And this is just using an ordinary free-fold aperture card to create that effect. I've shown you how to do that before. It's ever so easy. All you need to do is take the third part to your card, fold it round and make a little step at the back there to be your stopper, and then you have that effect to create your hanging bit in the middle. All right. Moving on to your next card. Hopefully I'm still got your hope I haven't bamboozled you with all of these different cards and ideas. Hopefully you're going to be as enthusiastic as I am about this set. This one is your shaker card for this week. Now, as I said earlier, in that little pack of goodies, you're going to get these sort of snowflake flower style sequins, and they are perfect to put in the middle of a shaker card. So this time I've used the festive frame. I've cut it out of black cardstock. I've cut Father Christmas and his reindeers off, and I've actually padded them on the top of my acetate just to give them a bit more height. I've used the ribbon from the essentials pack to go around the edges of it all. And then here, this is where I've actually used the Snowflake Swirl. I said to you earlier, although it starts off as that big C, like you see on the card before, there's nothing stopping you cutting elements of it out. So I've cut, hopefully you can see that okay here. I know I've gone black on black, which isn't always easy to see on camera, but you've got sort of one of the swirl parts here, another little cheeky bit popping out from underneath the frame over here, and another cheeky bit hid on the corner there. And I've just added a few sequins just to match in with the colour scheme of the sequins in the middle there. But this is on an 8x8 card to give you an idea. Sometimes people look at the Create Card dies and they think, oh, well, I don't always make cards that size. I don't know if they can be used for bigger or smaller cards. Well, smaller is easy because we can just cut them about and make them smaller. But bigger, quite easily like that. Stick it on an angle, dress it up with a few bits around the side, and you can go as big as you want to for your cardstock. Easy to do. On to your next card. Now this time we have got the Snowflake Swirl again, which should be £10.80 and is only £8.64. Now this is the one where I've got to use them brilliant rub-ons on my acetate. So as I said to you earlier, no reason we can't use them on acetate. This is actually one of the rub-ons here. I've just used it straight on the middle of my acetate, and then on the back here, because I wanted to actually show up the baubles a bit, I've cut 2 discs out of blue card and popped them on the back just to match in with my Snowflake Swirl around the side here. On the next page in my little booklet, I've just cut all of my snowflakes, or not all of them, there was actually quite a few more, but quite a few of the snowflakes in half, and just, or quarters even, and used them to go around the edge to make up a bit of a frame. And then behind it, we've just got some mirror board, some of the blue card that you're going to be getting in your essentials pack, that really lovely linen card, gives you that nice sheen. And that's it, just a really simple card to make. bow around the front panel just for a bit of detail. Again, you're going to get that ribbon in your essentials pack. And that's it. Hey presto, card done. On to your next card. Now this one, I've used the winter frame. Now a bit like the one we were talking about a little while ago, I've cut it out of the Wedding Ivory cardstock and I've coloured over it with some felt tips just to colour it in, and then distressed over the top of that. I've then gone on and added a bit of quickie glue pen and iridescent glitter. And then on the tops of the snowflakes, I've actually added in little sequins with gems hidden in the middle of them too. Now, the sleigh and reindeer here is obviously off of the festive frame. So if you do like the way that that fits into the middle of your winter frame, don't forget you will need your festive frame as well. Now, both of the frames, festive frame and winter frame, should be £11.30 each, but are only £9.04 for each of them. Behind my lampposts, I've also cut a little bit of card to go behind them because they do come empty. They are cut out, so there are windows in them. But I've actually put a bit of card behind it and just coloured it in yellow, just so you've got that glow of the light, because I wanted a night effect on this one. Your ribbon and your backing paper here are, of course, in your essentials pack. And again here, this is another one. I might be able to show you. This is another one where I've just coloured around the edge with a pen on my Wedding Ivory to match in with the colour scheme that I've done around the edges of my die as well. So it's a good cheat, that. And I was really chuffed to find some ribbon that matched in perfectly. And of course you're going to get that in your essentials pack. On to your next card. So this time we are going black, white and silver. So it's all been cut out of black cardstock, but I've gone over the top with silver gilding wax. Just a little bit, nothing too heavy. If you go too heavy with gilding wax, you'll just lose all of the pattern and the embossed bit on the frame. This, of course, is your winter frame, £11.30, reduced to £9.04. Again, kept really simple, nothing at all faffy with this one. Just layered on a bit of white card, then a bit of black. And then on my actual card blank, I have used the very beautiful snowflake border. Now, because I wanted this coming in from the two sides, I've actually just taken a pair of scissors and cut off the extra bits. So although you'd cover most of them up with this card, I didn't know that at the time. So I've just trimmed them off to make more of a sideways border. But you can leave them on if you want to. There's nothing stopping you doing that. And it is also quite nice because of these little snowflakes and the ones in here. These ones are great because they cut out separately. So if you want to use them for decoration on some of your cards, you can do quite simply. I haven't got to the card yet I've done that on, but I will show you that in a moment as well. So that is using your snowflake border. Snowflake border should be £9.60, but is only £7.68. I think that one's going to be popular as well. I really like the look of this. And that's all that really beautiful embossed work we were chatting about earlier when we looked at the die, and I said to you at the top there, you're going to get some really nice embossed parts. That's all of this. That will do that for you. So no faffing. Just send it through your machine with a rubber mat or a tan mat, whatever machine it is you're using, and you'll get that really nice impression in the top there as well. Okay, on to our next card. So this one is all done with the foliage set. Now, I said to you earlier that really nice big curved part. Let's see if I can grab that to show you. Come here, you. This is this part. Simply just pop them round and round in a circle. I actually cut a circle out, or a sort of a frame circle, if you like, in green, and then built these bits up on top of it. I've glue gunned all of my elements in, and then I've added poinsettias using the poinsettia die from the foliage set. We've got these really nice spriggy bits coming out here. The holly bits again are in your foliage, and I've just added some glitter to the ends of them. It really is quite quick and simple to do. But I quite like that. I thought that was quite good. It reminds me of a card I've seen on Pinterest at some point. So it's not completely my idea, but it's a really nice way to use up a foliage set of dies and to create something a bit larger than you may be imagining you can do with a small set of dies. Your foliage set should be £7.18, but it's only £5.74. Now, of course, these dies are really good as well to decorate your 3D trees with. So I really like the idea of this one to go on my Christmas table. So I've cut out 4 of the 3D tree. Now, of course, your 3D tree should be $19.99, but it's only $15.99 on your offer this week. Or, of course, you can save even more and get it in your mega bundle. But I've used that beading that I showed you earlier that's going to come in your essentials pack, coloured it red as my tinsel. I've layered my little poinsettias up and stuck those on, even onto the tinsel bits. And then I've used some of the little foliage parts to hang out underneath them, just to fill in the tree a bit more. And then I've added one of the stars on top from the essentials pack again to make my little star on there. Now, the good bit with these is you can add in as many sections as you want to. So for this one, this is a 4-part tree. 4 of the actual trees have been cut and stuck back to create it. With this one is 6. So if you want a more filled in looking tree, add as many as you want. This time I've cut it out of wedding ivory. I've then distressed all of my parts using distress inks, if I remember rightly. They were pine needles and, rich cocoa, sorry, for the actual base of the tree, but any browns and greens would do, obviously. And then I've just wrapped some of my beaded bits around the side to look like tinsel, and then I've added lots of the different cutouts from the foliage set again, just to layer that up in white. Of course, there's so many options with these, and once you've made them, so many options. As I said earlier, you've got that great little hole in the top there if you do want to hang it. You've got a hole in the bottom if you do want to hang several of them in a row. You could, of course, turn them into garlands, Christmas tree decorations, hanging from the ceiling decorations. Or, as I said earlier, what I'd really like to do is actually use them as place markings on my Christmas table. So now's a good time to get hold of this, because you've got months to get them all done if you are going to have a big Christmas dinner this year. I'm sure not many of you have even thought of that yet. I know I certainly haven't, but we'll panic probably about the 23rd of December. On to our next card anyway. So this time we have got a few different bits going on this one. We have got the snowflake border, which is now only £7.68. This time it's been cut out of that really lovely tealy blue glitter card. And I've done 2 of them and stuck them back to back. Again, I'm trying to show you that you can take a smaller die and make it more of a focal point and a bigger die just by sticking them back to back. I've put a bit of ribbon across the middle of it to join them together. I've then used more of that cardstock underneath here to layer it all up and match it in. And then around the edge here, this is actually using the snowflake swirl. Again, I've just cut it about and turned it into a square border instead of the C you see it as. So that's your £10.80, now only £8.64 snowflake swirl die. And then we've just stamped a little sentiment for the middle, added a bow to the side and a couple of extra cutouts from our snowflake swirl die onto the middle of that one. That completes all of my cards for today, so hopefully by now you have picked the items you want, but we'll take a little run through them again just in case you're not too sure. And then before I let you go, we've got to chat about your mystery bag, so we'll have a word about that in a moment. But for your dies, you've got your snowflake border, which should be £9.60, is only £7.68. You've got your snowflake swirl, which should be £10.80 and is only £8.64. We have your festive frame, which should be £11.30 and is only £9.04. We then have your winter frame, which should be £11.30 and is only £9.04. We then have your star border, which should be £7.66 but is only £6.13. We then have your foliage die, which should be £7.18 and is now only £5.74. And then we have your 3D tree, which should be $19.99 but is only $15.99 with your 20% off this week. Now if you can't pick, as I mentioned earlier, we do have your mega bundle. Your mega bundle is worth a whopping $77.83 and you can purchase it all for just £60. Now we can't of course forget your essentials pack as well. I've hopefully by now, by showing you some of the bits I've made, I've given you a few ideas of what you could be doing with your essential pack. Your essential pack should be $21.77, but you can have all of them goodies for just £14. So this week you're saving well over a third on your essentials pack and getting lots and lots of bits you could be playing about with. So hopefully you like the look of that one. I think they'll go quick. I always warn you on this one. I think they're going to go quick and they usually do, so don't miss out. Now, as I said earlier, we do have a new product for you this week. You may have seen these on our Facebook page if you do go on there, or you may have seen them if you've been in store. We have a brand new mystery bag. Now, we're going to be launching these every month. So this is your July mystery bag. Now, we're going to theme them. So for this month, your theme is male. And in this month's one, it gives you a little idea of what we've got in here. You've got a sheet of clear stamps. You've got some 12 by 12 papers, some die-cut decoupage, some do-it-yourself decoupage, ribbons, stickers, and more. Now, in here is £20 and 48p's worth of goodies. It's a complete mystery. Several of the bags are different, so you don't always get the same thing in them. But it's only £10. So you're saving over 50% on your bag. As I say, we will be launching these every month. Every month we'll be bringing you a different theme. If you wish to subscribe to these, it doesn't matter if you want to have them posted or collect in store. Just let us know when you order your first one that you wish to subscribe to them, and we will have one held for you every month. Or you can even have them automatically dispatched, which means we'll send them out the minute they're ready to come to you, and you will get a different bag every month full of different goodies. If you like the way that we do our essential packs, You may find these are more of a themed in, homed in version. And of course you're saving over 50%. So it's an incredible saving to be had on them as well. Now, of course, all of the bits I've shown you today are available on our website, as I mentioned earlier. You can pop on there and order them. If you are shopping with us and you live in the UK, if you spend over £35, you'll receive free P&P. So obviously, if we're looking at something like your mega bundle, you're well and truly over that. So you could have that sent to you free of charge, completely free, and it'll be popped in the post and sent out straight away. If you do spend less than £35, we have a flat rate of just £2.75 P&P. If you're watching us from around the world, then you can of course shop with us. We will send anything anywhere. Just have a little look at our frequently asked questions page on our website and it will tell you how our international shipping works. Now, if you are new to us, you may not know that all of our cards also go onto Pinterest. So if you'd like to pop onto Pinterest, you can pin any of the cards I've shown you today. And then if you want to go back to them at a later date, they'll always be there for you to have a little refresh and hopefully pinch an idea or two if you like the look of them and work with that. If you're watching us through YouTube, then we would love it if you would subscribe to our video. Every week we do one of these. Every Sunday we release a new video. We also have top tip videos that pop up every now and again, and homework videos and different bits along the lines there too. So do pop onto our YouTube page and do subscribe to us if you will. We're currently at 950 subscribers and I've been banging on about this for a little while. I'm desperately trying to get us to 1,000. So if you haven't clicked subscribe yet, please do. We would love it if you would join in with us. Of course, you can also join us on Facebook if you are somebody who uses Facebook. We're also on Instagram and Twitter, and you can get a good idea of what's going on all of them. You can also friend request me. I am Jamie, as I introduced myself to you at the beginning of the video. My second name is Rogers. There will be a link to my personal Facebook on our description to this video. And if you'd like to add me as a friend, then feel free to. We'll give you a little bit of a glimpse into what goes on behind the scenes here at Craftmania, and with some of your Sunday Showcase bits as well, and oddities of what I get up to every now and again. So I'll give you a little glimpse into my crazy world too. So I'd love to have you on there if you would like to join in with that. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've got some good ideas from what I've shown you. If you do, we would love to see them too. When you do get your bits that you're going to order from today, if you do, don't forget we have a Sunday Showcase Shares page on Facebook, a group where we'd love to see everything you make. So if you do make anything with any of our past or present Sunday Showcases, please do pop a photo on there so we can all have a little nosy and see what you've been up to too. Thanks for watching. I'll be back next Sunday with a brand new video for you. Bye for now.